Now, they're common. This is a weather phenomenon known as a haboob.
Right.
Yes, and they have them in Phoenix.
They have them frequently in the Southwest.
In the Southwest. So, has to do with anything with like lack of rainfall?
Well, yeah, because you have to have the dust for starters. But oftentimes
Ding, ding, ding,
it can be
give
outflow
the girl
from
a
thunder.
gold star.
It can be generated by the major outflow from a thunderstorm, can pick it up and produce a sandstorm moving across quickly. The interesting thing about the sandstorms in China, really large ones occasionally, we can actually track them and see them moving across the Pacific. And we'll actually see them. We've seen the effects of them here in the Northwest. Not necessarily that it comes to the ground,
right?
But you can actually see it in terms of the sunlight coming through it. It'll actually affect
the sand will actually continue on?
It's more, well, yeah, not the sand so much as the dust. Yeah, the smaller particulates can make it all the way across the Pacific.
Pretty fantastic and fascinating.
Yeah, well, actually, it's not quite as dry as that here, but it has been amazingly dry. We're on track to tie a record for this day. If it doesn't rain, if we don't get any more measurable rain at SeaTac between now and the end of May, which is coming up, a week from Thursday, and it doesn't look like there's going to be much out there. Right now, we're tied with 1992 for the least amount of rain recorded in the month of May at 0.12 of an inch. Interestingly enough, the record is not that old, but boy, some of the earlier records are way back there. 47, 0.35 of an inch, and 1946 are in there in the top 4 at this point. So we'll keep watching that. We might pick up another couple hundredths of an inch because we're going to see some showers maybe over the weekend, but really not much in terms of quantity out there right now. Start off the day with a lot of gray skies out there. Still have a few clouds around this noon time, but those are going to clear off the rest of the way. Should turn to a pretty nice afternoon by and large. And yesterday our temperatures got in the mid to upper 60s. We should pick up about at least 2 or 3 degrees on that today. Currently 60 degrees there, our school net side up the Cougar Mountain at the open window school. And see kind of some hazy sunshine out there. Same thing in Lake Stevens, seeing a little bit of cloudiness out there mixed in with the sunshine. And of course, as the live stream kicks in this noontime, you can do it. There it is. You can see still have a little bit of cloud deck out there, but again, going to be seeing more and more sun through that as the afternoon progresses. Temperatures warming up slowly today. We're mostly in the mid to upper 50s to right around 60 degrees this afternoon. Much warmer over there east of the Cascades, which temperatures mostly in the 70s already. University of Washington high resolution model showing the clouds generally starting to dissipate and go away as we head towards midday, and then we should clear out this afternoon. We'll see another round of clouds move in overnight tonight, but overall there'll be fewer of them. They'll burn off more quickly tomorrow. We'll see those temperatures pop up into the mid to upper 70s, and then I think Wednesday probably is going to be our warmest day. We'll push 80 degrees, and then we'll start a cool down on Thursday back in the mid to upper 70s, maybe mid 70s Friday, and then over the weekend we might actually see a few showers around mixed in with some sunshine, and highs dropping back to the upper 60s and low 70s. That said, normal high temperature out of SeaTac right now is 66 degrees, so as it has been through much of the month of May, when we finally do cool down, we're still above normal on our temperatures. So up in the northwest interior this afternoon, we'll see clearing skies. Temperatures up there mostly getting into the mid to upper 60s. Everett southward, it looks like we're going to be seeing those temperatures this afternoon peaking out in the upper 60s to a few low 70s. And coastal beaches, they should see a little bit of late afternoon clearing out there. A little bit cooler there with temperatures running mostly in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. East of the Cascades, seeing sunshine and warmer temperatures there with highs today anywhere from the low 70s around Pullman to the low to mid 80s around the Tri-Cities and Yakima. Extended forecast again tomorrow. We'll see a few morning clouds, but burning off pretty quickly to sunshine. Temperatures getting into the mid to some upper 70s, close to 80 Wednesday, cooling back the mid to upper 70s on Thursday. Friday, mid 70s, and then over the weekend we'll see that chance of a few showers mixed in with some sun and highs dropping back to the upper 60s and low 70s. So nothing very extreme in there at all out through the next 7 days, and really on out through next week, nothing really significant weather-wise.
And that's good. And I've been kind of enjoying the not too hot. My daughter wants to go outside and have picnics in the afternoon, which I promise we'll go and have a picnic when I get home. But when it's 80 degrees, I'm like, Mama's hot. Mama has to go inside.
Honestly, mid to upper 60s is pretty nice.
That's
and low 70s
with me.
is warm for the Northwest, yeah.
Beautiful
you can go out
weather.
and bask in 70s.
I can bask in a 72-degree day,
Yes,
A-okay.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks, Rich.